Good evening, everyone. My name is Specialist Cortio. I'll be doing an unclassified brief on the stewards of the profession. We're just going to conduct a quick risk assessment. It really is just low. We're in a classroom setting, so we don't have to look out for any animals or plants or anything of that sort. If you do have to use the restroom, just feel free to get up and use the latrine. You don't have to notify me. Just please come back so that you can take in the information that I'll be giving during this brief. The purpose behind it is to just make soldiers aware of what it means to be a steward of the profession and how they can become one as well, and how they can produce future stewards of the profession too. So just a quick summary of what we'll be doing is we'll just be discussing what it means to be a steward of the profession, the 5 essential characteristics that they carry along with the 3 significant attributes, and also the importance of why we have and also need stewards of the profession in the military career. So the stewards of the profession is about our special responsibilities to the Army profession and to the American people. We're responsible and duty bound to complete current and future missions, and we also have to be willingly capable of fulfilling any mission that the nation may give us at any moment in time. And it's also that we have to have the responsibility to ensure present and future effectiveness of the profession, which whatever field that may be in. It could be as a 42 Alpha, it could be as a mechanic of any MOS really. And the reason why we want future effectiveness is because we want to build stewards. So the way that we build stewards is by teaching and by mentoring. It's by taking soldiers under your wing and passing on that knowledge that you've learned over the years and that you've kept documents of, just so that we make sure that we have future stewards of the profession that other soldiers can go to and learn from. And that way that they can become a steward themselves for the next generation of soldiers that may come into play. I had mentioned earlier that there are 5 characteristics that are pretty much essential to what it means to be a steward. I did pass out some handouts that each of you should have, and feel free to follow along, take notes. This is pretty important information depending on if you really want to make a career out of the Army. And if you even don't want to make a career out of the Army, you still want to be this kind of person to your peers around you. And you want to be a person that your leaders can go to and know that they can have faith in you as a soldier and your work ethic as well. The first thing that they would have is trust. This just means building great relationships with the people around you, whether that be your soldiers, your leaders, your Army civilians that you work side by side with, and could even extend to their families as well. You just want to make sure that you build a level of trust between the people that you work with, because it helps build esprit de corps, which is also another essential characteristic of a steward. They just create a positive environment for everyone. Everyone feels comfortable with each other. There is no negativity. There is no he said, she said, I don't like this person. You do things outside of work, you have conversations offline. It's really important to build this kind of environment in wherever you may work, because let's face it, we spend more time at work than we do at home, and you don't want to hate coming to work. You want to come to work and enjoy the people that you actually work with. You also want to have military expertise, and you can do so by staying up to date on your training. Stewards tend to have a wealth of knowledge. They've been probably doing this for years, probably longer than I've been in the Army, but they're offering that knowledge to future soldiers. They're constantly looking for new ways to improve either work, to get things done faster, to get things done easier. So they're going to pass on that knowledge to whoever is really willing to take it. It's there. You just have to know the right person to go to, and you have to be able to be receptive to that information as well, so that you can be a steward. We also carry honorable service, which is just a devotion to duty in the defense of the nation, consistent with the Army ethics. And we support and defend the Constitution in a way that upholds the values and really our way of life as well. For stewardship would be the last characteristic that we're just going to quickly talk about here. And literally that is just an overall of being an Army professional. And that is just being a member of the Army profession who meets the Army's professional certification criteria. And the certification criteria is basically what I call the 3 C's: competence, character, and commitment. These are super important to have. Everything you do speaks on your character, your trust, your expertise, your service, being able to foster a positive environment. That all goes back to your character. Your competence is really your military expertise. It's just how much knowledge you have in your field. Just how knowledgeable are you? How far are you willing to go to make sure you stay up to date on anything that may have to do with your field? And commitment is follow through. If someone sends you an email wanting to know information, it's getting back to that person. Or if somebody walks into your office and wants to talk to you about something, and you may be busy and you say, hey, I'll get with you later, get with them later. Don't say you're going to get with them later and then you just leave them high and dry and they have no idea why you've never gotten back to them. That is not being committed to your soldiers. It's not being committed to the Army, and it's not being committed to your field, to your profession at all either. It speaks very much on your character as well. So the importance of having stewards and building stewards is just that, building stewards. We want to make sure that we are building Army professionals. We want to be able to take in these soldiers, these new soldiers that come in, no matter what age they are, and providing them with the information that they need to be successful. Stewards are going to help you build your career. They may be able to fast track your career. They may teach you things that higher ups don't even know. And now you're going to be a person that the higher ups will look to because they know you're willing to learn. And you're willing to put forward the time to make sure that you're the best that you can be. And it's super important to have. We just want to make sure we have fully functioning soldiers who are dedicated to their job, who are dedicated to the people, and who are dedicated to the country especially. And all this is done and starts with being proficient at your job. I don't care what MOS it is. You should be good at your job. If not, great. And that's what it means to be a steward. You want to be able to pass things along. I want to take a soldier under my wing one day and tell them this is what I've learned throughout my military career. I want that soldier to really be receptive by taking notes, by coming back if they have questions, by having me sit down with them as they go through whatever system they need to go to ensure that they're doing it the correct way. There are many ways to make a steward, essentially. It all starts with pretty much being a follower. And I know that sounds bad, but it's not. You can be a follower, but that just means that might be out of admiration because you admire this person and what they're doing for you and your people and the people that they work with and what they're doing for the military in general. So, again, we went over what it is to be a steward of the profession. Basically being the best. Being the best at what you do is what you want to aim for. You want to make sure you have those 5 traits: trust, military expertise, honorable service, esprit de corps, and stewardship. And you want to make sure you carry those 3 important attributes. Again, the 3 C's: competence, character, and commitment. Those are 3 very important characteristics to have as well, along with the 5. Also, you can reference the leadership responsibility model. That'll give you a lot of information and will help you towards being a steward of the profession as well. So, do I have any questions from anyone regarding any of the material that we went over? Okay, so we're just going to conduct a quick AAR. We're just going to discuss what was supposed to happen. We were just supposed to do a brief on stewards of the profession. What did happen? We did a brief. We did the exact brief that we were stating we were going to do. Does anybody have any improvements for me at this time? Does anybody have any sustainments? You like the handout. I'll keep that in mind. I like for you to have something tangible. All right, well, that concludes my brief. Thank you guys and have a great night.